Hi everybody, it's Michelle Akda here again for day 2. We're back in my kitchen here. And so I hope you got some insight a little bit on some ideas for your breakfast and bread. And I said today we were going to talk a little bit about your options for pasta. So I'm going to take you into my refrigerator and show you what I use and what I do. So one of my favorite things to make is the tofu shirataki noodles, okay? The tofu shirataki noodles, this entire bag is 20 calories. There's a little bit of fiber. There's obviously no sugar, and these noodles do not metabolize as sugar. And there is only 3 grams of carbohydrates in this. So I use these noodles and I make pasta from these noodles, and I make an entire bag. I eat an entire bag. The key to the shirataki noodles to make as your pasta is to rinse them off. They come in that sort of liquid. It almost smells fishy. But what you want to do is put them in a colander, rinse them really well, dry them out, squeeze them out. And how I really get all the water out is I put them in a dry hot pan with a little bit of sea salt, and I let the salt and the heat absorb the water. Then I just pop it in a Tupperware, make my sauce, and throw it in. You don't have to boil them, you don't have to do anything. They're great. And it gives you the feel of pasta, okay? So I use that. Another thing I do for pasta is the spaghetti squash. This little guy, it's not so big, it's a small one, easy to handle. You cut it in half, you put it on a cooking sheet. I put a tablespoon of oil on each half, salt and pepper, face down on the cookie sheet with the oil, and cook it for about 25 minutes. Let it cool, take a fork, scrape up the meat. It comes out almost like spaghetti, which is why it's called spaghetti squash. And then I make a wonderful sauce with the San Marzano tomatoes, basil and garlic, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You're eating all vegetables, okay? So we got the shirataki noodles, and I make that generally with garlic, olive oil, sauteed mushrooms, sometimes shrimp, a little bit of Parmesan. I'm not afraid of cheese, so some people don't eat cheese, and that's okay if you don't, but I think it makes the sauce richer. So garlic, mushrooms, I will sometimes saute spinach or kale in my sauce, and don't be afraid of the olive oil. I throw a little white wine in just to get it moving. For those of you who like rice, like me, one of my very favorite things and secrets is the organic riced cauliflower. It's in the freezer. I get it in the freezer. And what I do with the cauliflower rice is I saute garlic and onion in my pan, put in the cauliflower rice, then I add 1 bag of the organic brown rice. So for those of you who are trying to drop some pounds, you don't want to eat too much rice. But what happens when I mix that with my cauliflower rice is it makes this huge batch that I eat for 3 times. So I have 3 portions. Most of it is the cauliflower rice. So I saute garlic and onion, throw in the cauliflower rice frozen and the frozen brown organic rice, salt, pepper, garlic powder to taste, and then I just let it simmer. I put in a little water and just let it simmer, and all the tastes meld together. Again, I get 3 portions out of that because I eat a lot. You can do 4 portions out of that, and you're only getting a small amount of organic brown rice, but a ton of cauliflower. So those are the carbohydrates that I eat, or the rice pasta substitutes I eat. As well, one other thing that I love making is the organic tri-colored quinoa from Trader Joe's. Quinoa is a wonderful substitute to pasta, rice, bread, and what I do is I make sort of a Mediterranean version of it. So I use the tri-colored pasta, the tricolored quinoa, and I throw in fresh basil, sun-dried tomatoes, olive oil, and feta cheese. And I make this huge batch. I'll make salmon to put over it and have a Mediterranean salad. It's delicious. So the whole idea is that we're giving something up because we're trying to change our habits, right? Having pasta once in a while is perfectly fine. Having some rice once in a while is fine. Having bread once in a while is fine. But we're talking about our daily habits, how we're eating every single day, right? So we want to make things like spaghetti squash and eat a whole plate of vegetables. Throw some shrimp, garlic shrimp on top, or some chicken, some turmeric chicken. We want to do things like have the shirataki noodles, which are made from tofu, have 20 calories in this entire package. You saturate it with some olive oil and garlic and make it delicious. We want to do things like have riced cauliflower, because these are the changes that we make on a daily basis. When we go out to eat, do I have some bread? Do I have some pasta? Yes. It's not about creating a life you don't like living, right? We just want to make our daily changes so that we can have options. So it's not a sandwich for lunch every day. It's not pasta for dinner every night and a bagel for breakfast. You want to have options. So I'm here to share some options with you. These are the pasta options that I use, the rice options that I have every day, every single day. And doing those things, I dropped 20 pounds. So you can do it too. I know you can. So tomorrow we're going to talk a little about sugar and some of the things you can do instead of having cake, cookies, ice cream, and things like that. Okay? So I'll see you tomorrow on day 3 of our 10-day challenge. Bye.